After a little bit of country honk and a country tonk, let's move on into a. Well, it doesn't rhyme, but live with me. I was trying to do a rhyme. It didn't work. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Anyways, let's move on to the next track. Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, Live With Me. Maybe it's Live With Me. Like maybe, they're playing on the stage live and they're like, hey, come play live with me. But I'm thinking it's the first. Anyways, here we go. That was good. That was a party. That was a jam. That was a hoot nanny. That was a I don't know. I'm trying to think about the synonyms and phrases, but that is just a fun jam from the band, and they all go off so hard. To me, it's almost impossible to not be able to move your foot to that, or at least move something. I just see this big party in a barn just happening when this track is going, and the band playing live. I love the way that Charlie comes in with the drum beat on here. I love the intro of the bass. It's fantastic, setting you up for something like rambunctious, and truly it fulfills that in spades. And as it goes, it becomes more and more intense. It never loses its catchiness. For example, like when Watts goes up on and starts hitting the crash at the end. So it's a small thing, but it works in building that progression, getting to that eruption moment. And matter of fact, there is no eruption moment because the whole thing is just pom-pang all over the place. Jagger, he's singing with reckless abandon, just going like a wild man, partying in the streets. It's just good. You have Bobby Keys on the saxophone on this one. You can blow. You can come in if you want to. Okay, like he just goes out. That was a Moody's Mood for Love reference. All right, it's a really good song though. That was fun to listen to. I got nasty habits. I take tea at 3. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, and the meat I eat for dinner, it must be hung for a week. He likes that dry meat. He likes that meat bled, dry, like what's those things that people eat, like the dry jerky? He wants that meat jerkied up. My best friend, he shoots water rats and feeds them to his geese. Don't you think there's a place for you in between these sheets? Listen, he's saying, I have a certain lifestyle. There may be a few oddities in the way I live. But listen, there's a place for you here. There's a place for you here. Come on now, honey, we can build a home for 3. Come on now, honey, don't you want to live with me? And there's a score of harebrained children. They're all locked in the nursery. They got earphone heads. They got dirty necks. They're so 20th century. Well, they queue up for the bathroom around 7:35. Don't you think we need a woman's touch to make it come alive? You look good, pram pushing down the street. Come on now, honey, don't you want to live with me? He seems like he's got a lot going on there. Well, the servant's there so helpful, dear. The cook, she's a whore. Okay, well, the butler has a place for her behind the pantry door. Oh my. Ooh, the maid, she's French. She got no sense. She's from the Crazy Horse. And when she strips, the chauffeur flips. The footman's eyes gets crossed. Don't you think there's a place for us? I'm not going to lie. I think you have plenty of place. You have a lot going on there, man. I don't think there's a place for anyone else. It seems like you have a full house. And I ain't talking Balatro. Says it was the first song recorded with the band's new guitarist, Mick Taylor, who joined in 1969, although the first record the band released with Taylor was a single version of Honky Tonk Women. Taylor later described the recording of Live With Me as kind of the start of that particular era for the Stones, where Keith and I traded licks. It also marks the first times they recorded with saxophonist Bobby Keys, and the only time Leon Russell would play with the Stones. And I'm just scanning, and that seems to be really the only other interesting thing, at least according to me. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Press that like button before you leave. Subscribe if you haven't before you leave. that's it, actually. Now you can make like a tree and get out of here. Bye, guys.